By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
Welcome to another episode of Timmy Talks, the channel where we talk old school magic. And today we are looking at a semi-final match played at the Northern Paladin Cup 2019 in Groningen, the Netherlands. And we are looking at Shefke playing against Jimmy Toe. The player on the left is Shefke and he's playing with a mono black deck. And the player on the right is Jimmy Toe and he's playing with the deck. And there they go. That's the handshake. They're keeping their hands. It's both with the Library of Alexandria. So that's an explosive start. We've got Soul Rings, we've got Moxons. Let's see what's going to happen next. The deck, obviously a control deck. So he's probably going to lean back, keeping 2 blue open to counter. Having that Loa just to draw. Yeah, there he goes. And he's back to 7 again. Ooh, there is a strip mine. So that's the Library of Alexandria gone for the deck player. So Jimmy without a library now. And let's wait and see. That's when you play against the deck, you have to wait a lot. Oh, and there is a demonic tutor. What will he tutor? Yeah, strip mine. Should have seen that coming. So Library of Alexandria is gone. It was fun while it lasted. So this is kind of to show all the not Swedish players out there that you don't necessarily need 4 strip mine to get rid of a Library of Alexandria. 1 in the deck is enough. Okay, and there he goes. Shefke, he's playing a factory. At least the deck cannot counter that, so he can do some damage. I'm sure he was hoping maybe for a second black or maybe to play out a hippie or something because Jimmy couldn't counter at that specific time. He's got 5 mana. I see it, Sengir in his hand. Chooses to play the hippie. Probably is going to get countered knowing the deck or removed or let's see. It seems like he's contemplating on playing a counterspell. Taking a damage, and he's playing a Swords to Plowshare. So that means 2 life for Shefke and a damage for Jimmy from the Sea of Brass. Playing his own factory, playing a Lotus. No need to keep 7 in hand anymore with the Library of Alexandria gone. When I'm looking at the playmat of Jimmy Toe, I'm hoping that he's playing with All Hallows Eve. That would be pretty cool. Wouldn't make a lot of sense, but it would be cool. Ooh, and a Mind Twist. Yeah, sorry, I was... Mind Twist. Damn, that is brutal. So it seems that the deck player is pretty much in control right now. It's going to be hard for Shefke to win this match. You kind of can see him move his hands a little bit, saying, yeah, what can I do? And what can you do, really? Playing mono black and somebody plays a Mind Twist on you. Passing the turn, passing the turn. This is what you often see when you're playing against the deck. The deck has the control, and you just have to wait and hope that you get a little chance to fight back. I think when you play mono black, you gotta hope that you can play very aggressively from the start. Oh, and there's a recall, so it's gonna bring something back. Will it be a tutor, perhaps? Oh, he's bringing 2 back. He was bringing back a tutor and... the Library of Alexandria, of course. Yeah, so he's trusting that he'll get his card advantage back. Attacking again there with the factory. So at least he's putting in a little bit of damage. And there's the tutor that he just got back. And I think Shefke's ordering another beer. He's like, okay, I know this. I know the drill. When you're playing the deck often, you kind of know what's happening. Yeah, and there we go, to recall, drawing 3, activating the Loa, I think. Does he have 7 in hand now? I think so. Yeah, and this is smart. So you could see Jimmy thinking, I'm going to bring back the tutor, bring back the Library of Alexandria, activating it with the recall that I'm gonna fetch. It's well played, and he's playing a time walk, taking a turn. Yeah, and this is pretty brutal. And you see Shefke's picking it up. He's saying, okay, I've seen enough. I'm not going to win this one. And we're going on to game number 2. So the second game is going to begin, and it's important to know that Shefke's on the play, of course, because he lost the first game. And Jimmy actually mulliganed, already down to 5, I believe. So he's now going to take 5 cards. So things are looking pretty good for Shefke. Because he's on the draw, mono black, so it has potential to be very quick. Oh, there we go. So he has 5 in hand. And yeah, he's going to keep. So he's scrying, he's putting it on the bottom. A little glitch there. And there we go. We've got factory soul ring. We've got another factory. And another factory and attack. So that's 2 damage in. That's some early damage, or 3 in actually, because he's pumping the factory. Passing turn. Ooh, and Jimmy is low on land. This is looking very good for Shefke, and there's a Sengir, he cannot counter it. And things are not looking good for Jimmy here. He's taking 6, taking 7, passing turn. Finally getting some land. And he's playing a time walk. I mean, he can still come back from it, I guess. So the extra turn didn't deliver anything. And swinging in for another 6, taking a damage, playing a swords on the Sengir. But still he's taking a lot of damage. Playing a recall. I mean, he's trying. I mean, he had a horrible start, really. He's now discarding. That's not what you want to do. Playing another factory, wow. So he can pump them up. What can he do? And that's it. That's game number 2. Quick games here. So it's 1-1, and we're going into the decisive third game. And so we are starting with game number 3. So it's 1-1. So it's the deck on the play. Interesting who will win. I mean, you would think that the deck is in favor, but, you know, a little bit of bad luck, and you can win. But it's Jimmy Toe on the play. Let's see what he's going to do. I think Shefke is still deciding if he wants to keep his hand or not. And he decides to take a mulligan. Oh, this is interesting. Jimmy is deciding to play a time twister. So he's saying to Shefke, you know what? You don't have to shuffle again. I'm going to play a time twister anyway. Advantage for Shefke. Doesn't have to go back to 6 cards, I guess. He can go back to 7. That's interesting. So he plays his Pearl, uses that to play a Soul Ring, Underground River, uses the 3 mana to cast his Time Twister. And that means that Jimmy Toe now has 3 permanents on the board and 7 cards in hand. And his opponent has nothing. So it's quite it's a pretty cool start. But what can Shefke do? I mean, this is already such a disadvantage. And there, boom, another Mox for the collection. Oh, that's pretty good. He's got a Library of Alexandria in his opening hand, drawing a card. He got that Mox Pearl. Maybe he got that in, put that in from the sideboard. And there's a Chaos Orb. Would be nice to see some flipping. There's a factory. And yeah, there we go, on the library, of course. Yeah. Nice flip, and Shefke's like, okay, well, what can I do against this? This is brutal. And a time walk, of course. Some more blue, yay, and a recall. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so he's drawing 3. Taking an extra turn. I mean, what can you do? What can you do? Nothing. Oh, and there is a mind twist. Oh, no, that means all his cards, or except for 1, I guess, all his cards except for 1 are gone. And how quickly you can lose against a deck, I guess, when you see Jimmy play like this, drawing these cards. I mean, Chef is like, I'm gonna, at least play a couple more turns, but he must realize that he's as good as that. He's playing a mace, playing Soul Ring off his own, passing turn. And Jimmy's probably just gonna attack. And it looks like the Savannah lines came from his sideboard. So he's attacking and the mace is sending back to factory, and he's playing a flyer. So he's playing more aggressive. So I think he brought those creatures in from his sideboard, which is a nice trick. And there he goes, activates, attacks. So the mace sends back the flyer, and that's 4. And he plays another one. Oh man, this is, that's match. That's the match. What can you do? Amazing. That was just brutal, and that's what the deck can do, man. That was so much power in those first 2-3 turns. Crazy. Thank you for watching the semifinals of the Northern Paladin Cup 2019 in Groningen, the Netherlands. If you'd like to see some more games, there's a playlist coming up right now, and you can click on there to see some more old school Magic. Thank you for watching Timmy Talks, the channel where we talk old school Magic, and see you next time.
Ik het dus somber gezien.